So the first thing we're going to focus on is really the positioning of the bar. Now, what we're going to do is take the bar so that you're wider than your shoulders. There's a couple of little marks on the bar here as well, so make sure you're even from left to right. Once you've got your bar, you should have a spotter, which I don't have today, but have someone standing behind you, particularly when you're doing your big lifts. Alright, I don't want your head all the way up the bench either, because it means you're going to push through your neck. So you're down here, take the weight, and from here I want to drop the scapula back and down. Once you're in that position, which should be above your nipple, you're going to lower down and don't come all the way to the chest unless you've got extreme flexibility. So it's 1, 2, 3, about there, 90 degrees, and up we go, 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3 to the nipple line, 1, 2. Alright guys, I'm just going to show you a little technique, particularly when you're lifting your heavy weights, to how to get up to your shoulders. So you're starting on your bench here, and you're going to take one leg up at a time to your shoulders. 1 and 2. That saves you trying to bicep curl, particularly if some of you are lifting 40, 50 kilos with you. Once you're there, you're coming back. Okay, you're doing your press. Okay, ding at the top. Again, pushing through the nipple line. You want to come up quite powerfully on about 1 or 2 seconds and down quite slow. Up, down quite slow. Up. When you're finished, I want you to finish your last rep up there. So what you do is you bring your legs up, the weights meet your legs, and you just use the weight to bring you back to sitting position. Okay, so just a quick one again, just flick it up, do your set, finish, and away you go. It's a lot safer on your shoulder than doing the here and then trying to do that. Alright guys, we're just going to do a variation of that on the fit ball, or a couple of variations. So same thing, start on your knees. Okay, now the idea here is you don't have to flick it up. You just roll back to there. Now I want your hips up, so you've got a nice straight posture and your glutes are going to work. The whole idea of the fit ball is that you're stable. Okay, so you don't want to be wobbling everywhere. From here, we can take you into your standard press. Okay, here we go. Now the good thing about the ball as well is you can get a real good scapular retraction at the back there. So you get a real nice arc when you're pushing through the pecs. Now another variation is, what we do is we can go into your alternate. Okay, alternate press, keep it nice and still everywhere else the best you can, and pressing it. Another variation of that is one arm out, okay, and we're just going to get that lateral rotation going on, but the idea is your hips are going to neutralize that by putting on the glutes, particularly in the right leg now. From here, press, here, press, here, press. Alright. Variation of the chest, as I said before, keep it on your feet. So let's set the feet up first and work up the body. So front foot, I want you on your heels, nice and flat. Your back foot, I want you on your toes here, so you've got good stability working up from your legs. What I tend to do is just a couple of little mini lunges, just to make sure I'm nice and firm. Now I want the hips to be square, none of this twisting at the start or during the movement. So your hips are square and technically you're facing forward, eyes on the horizon. From here, and I'll just show you how to get the cable to start. We don't want you doing that. That's going to hurt your shoulder. What we'll do is you bring it back, you set it onto your shoulder and you step forward. Get your leg position, and from here, okay, we're just going to press back in. Press back in. Notice everything from the feet up is still and it's all working through the shoulder joints. Okay, so we're working the pecs, and ultimately what that's doing is massive amount of core work as well, and it's keeping the feet to the floor, so all your stabilizers, your proprioceptors are working, which again mimics what you do on the rugby field.